Let me tell you why it is very important for me to make this video and why I think it is also very useful and important for you to watch till the end. Many of us want to go into the agric business, but we are skeptical about it when it comes to farming. Again, I don't need to remind you of the reasons because we've seen our fathers and mothers done it for years and nothing has changed in their life. And therefore, you're probably asking yourself two most important questions. Number one, you're asking yourself, will I actually really make money from farming? And number two, the question you're asking yourself is, how do I actually grow or multiply my initial capital in order to build the dream farm that I see on TV or that I even desire? Because I know probably your budget is very small and therefore you think that if I put this small money into farming, I'm not going to be able to have the biggest farm that can sustain me. And therefore two things is going through your mind. And that is what I want to help address today in this video. Your question number two is critical. Because if you have a tight budget, then you need to invest into a business that will bring you quick return and grow your money. Because if you have $1,000 and you're investing into a business that is going to take you 5 years to bring you your money back, what are you going to rely on within that 5 years? So it is very crucial that if you're in a tight budget, you invest into something that will bring you quick return. And that is why today I am going to tell you about 5 livestock businesses that will make you quick money anywhere that you are in the world. But I know you're excited. Before we move on to the 5 livestock businesses that is going to make you quick money, from my experience and what I have tried, allow me to welcome our new viewers to the Semenshia family. And if today is your first time finding this video, whether it was sent to you by a friend or you just found us on YouTube, thank you for watching and welcome to the Semenshia family. Here on this channel, we talk about innovative way to do agriculture or to do farming in Africa by changing the perception of the mindset of farming in Africa so that we can together help contribute to starvation and to feed our continent. So if this is the channel for you, then go ahead and smash that subscription button and don't forget to also click on the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video that is motivating, an innovation video, you will be notified and can come back and watch. But once again, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, there is a link in the description where you can schedule some time and book a time with me one-on-one where I will answer all your questions and talk about anything relating to investment or agriculture on the continent of Africa. That is just by the way, guys. I'm excited to share this knowledge with you guys. So let's dive right straight into it. Allow me, guys, today to move from the farm and take you guys to the classroom so that we can learn some very basic business terms, which is supply and demand. These are very basic terms that applies to every business. And I think that if you are a farmer, you are also a businessman. And therefore, it is very crucial for us to know the difference between supply and demand. Because I think that even though I'm going to share with you this 5 most important livestock that can make you quick money, it will all depend on the supply and the demand. If there is no demand in your community, of course, the animals will produce, you'll be able to have them, but you can't sell because you have nobody to buy. Again, if you have people buying and who wants to buy quick and you can't supply it to them, then your business is also not going to flourish. So the supply side comes from you, the farmer, who needs to rear your animal under good condition, in good health, so that you can supply it to the market. That is the supply aspect. So I have goats, I have cows, I need to make sure that they are growing well, I need to make sure that they are producing and there is enough so that when people come to my farm, they will be able to buy. On the other hand, the demand aspect is the people who wants to buy. Right? So you need to make sure that there are actual people who need whatever livestock that you're providing. And this is very important to be done in your local area. Because yes, it might be the same for me here, but it wouldn't be for you. For example, if you live in a Muslim community, right, and you decide to start a pig farm, your demand in that community is going to be low because we all know that Muslims don't eat pig. The same way for, I think, Saturday Adventists who don't eat pig, right? So if you decide to start your pig farm in a community which is full of Saturday Adventists, then you're not doing the proper research. So I'm warning you that it doesn't matter the list I give you. What you need to know is the difference between supply and demand, and do your research before you go into these businesses that I'm going to recommend to you. That being said, I'm going to assume that you have done enough research and know what the demand is. And you're wondering, what kind of livestock do I even invest my capital into it? According to my research, these are the most quick return on your investment if you decide to go into livestock farming. So let's get started. And let me tell you the number one on my list. The number one livestock industry or livestock on my list is the poultry industry. The poultry industry here consists of the quail farming, the chicken, which is the layers, and the broilers. In my previous videos, we have spoken about the difference between layers and broilers. And if you haven't had a chance to watch that, I'm going to link the link somewhere here. You can go and watch it. And I'll also add the link after this video. So continue watching this video and you might find your favorite livestock to invest in and the reasons why you need to invest into that. So the reason why the poultry industry made it to number one of my list is, point number one, they are quick in return for your money, right? So if you're going in for layers, we all know, and I've spoken about this so many times, that layers takes about 16 to 18 weeks to start laying. So let's say I even invest $1,000 into a poultry farm and I buy myself 200 layers and feed them for 4 months, which is 16 weeks, right? After 16 weeks, they start laying eggs, and what is going to happen? I'm going to start selling that eggs and be able to get some money in return. So you put your money in a chicken farm, which is layers, and in 4 months you start receiving some money, right? That means that you're starting to have or to recoup the money that you've already invested in it. My guess is maybe in your 30th week or your 27th week, you should be able to recoup the money that you've already invested in it and start making profit. This is a very quick turnaround for any business to start seeing money or to start recouping your investment in the next 4 months. So this is why the poultry industry is number one. If you're even talking about broilers even take a shorter time. If you feed them well, within 3 months, your broilers will be ready to go to the market. If again you have done your good market research, your broilers are definitely going to be sold. And even if you make $1 or $5 profit on your broilers, you have gotten your money back, right, from the expense that you used to buy and feed them, plus $1 profit on it. This gives you an upper hand to be able to move forward and either move to layers or even buy more broilers and start over again. So this is a very quick return of your money. And if you're a student or you have a simple job and earning some small money and you save for the past 6 months, this business is very, very lucrative for you to build yourself and build your future or your dream agriculture business. And that is why it is the number one. I'm not going to speak about chicken without speaking about the quail farming as well. We all know that quail is getting a lot of publicity in Ghana nowadays. Most people are choosing to eat quail meat than actually to eat chicken meat because of their low in cholesterol and fat in the meat. So guys, maybe that is also something to look at. Again, it will all depend on the research and the demand in your neighborhood. But don't forget to think or do more research on layers, broilers, and quail farming, because to me, the poultry industry is the number one on our list here at Sementia Farms. The second livestock on our list is goats and sheep. I put these two in the same categories because they have a lot in common. So I will allow you to make the decision of which one to invest in based on your research, because even though they have a lot in common, when it comes to supplying your demand, it depends, and they have a lot of differences in their demand. And that is why I will let you make the decision yourself. But for this reason and their characteristics of generating money, goat and sheep has a lot in common. So now let's look at some of the characteristics that I'm talking about. Is their quick growth, right? So goat and sheep, at most about 4 months, they are ready to be sold to the market or to reproduce again. This quick growth, not like cattle and other livestock animal that takes a year or so before. Cattle actually takes about 6 months before you can wean them from their parents. But a goat, 3-4 months, they're ready either to be sold for meat or actually to be sold to another breeder to be able to rear them. So this is another big reason why they made it to the second point of our list of how you can get your money quickly, because in 3 months, maximum 4 months, you will be able to sell them in the market for the two main reasons why we rear goats, either for their meat or for somebody else to buy to go and rear them, right? And the reason number 2 is their reproductive rate, right? So goats, if you buy a female goat, definitely the doe, which is what we call the doe, definitely in every 3 or 4 months, this goat is going to get pregnant and breed again, right? So in a year, you're looking at, about 3 to 4 times in a year reproductive, right? Which is great. And guess what? They actually give birth to 2. Some actually go all the way to 3. That means that if you buy one goat for $100 or $50 and you invest into one female goat, get it crossed, over the years, you might actually double it, because if it's giving birth to 2-3 times, that means that what? You are actually making 6 goats in a year, which is why they have made it to the second on our list on livestock that you can invest your money in and get the return very quick. The third reason why they also made it to our list is a low investment. So goat and sheep farming is the easiest and the minimum capital venture that you can invest in. You can invest in a goat with as little as, just building a small pen. They don't need enough space, they don't need enough range, and they don't even eat a lot. So even if you're buying their food or you're planting, our brachiaria grass for them, you don't need much land. So you can invest even if you have half a plot or in your backyard, and you wouldn't need enough capital. Meanwhile, whatever you put in, you're going to get back very quickly and in multiples of 2 if you invest into a doe. And this is, I think, a very crucial point and something that really scares a lot of people when they think about investing into agriculture. So I hope you agree with us that goat and sheep is the second investment that you can put your money in agriculture and make it as quick as possible. And hopefully this encourages you for you to start a goat. Let us know in your comment below what you think, and if you have even done this, what was the results. Share your experience in the comment below if you have tried this model and it has worked for you, so that it can serve as an encouragement to others watching this video as well. The third livestock, guys, on our list that you need to invest in if you're a farmer and on a tight budget and you want to grow your capital to build your dream farm is the fishing farming industry. So when I talk about fishing farming, I'm talking about your tilapia farming, I'm talking about your catfish farming, and so on and so on. This is a very good business, especially if you live by any water body. You can also do it in tanks, but you guys will remember that a few months ago last year, I actually went to the Volta region to get some land along the Volta Lake. Once I went, I saw a lot of people venturing into tilapia farmers. And guys, if I tell you the money that those guys there are making, you will be surprised. So if you're lucky and you're from the Volta region and your village is by the lake, this is a great opportunity for you to start doing an intensive research. If you're not and you're interested in fish farming, that is an opportunity for you to make a trip to some of the villages along the Volta Lake and see things for yourself. Or if not, just come by the Tema turn around about on a Saturday morning and see how tilapia farmers are bringing their tilapia from their farms and how women are flooding and paying cash for it. I did a lot of research and I actually have a surprise for you guys sometime soon in the middle of this year. So hold on, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I do definitely have a surprise on what we are doing at that side in the Volta region. So fish farming is another easy way to get your money in and get it out. A lot of people are also going into catfish farming, which is also very easy to do if you don't even have any water body around you or in your farm, right? People are doing it in tanks, in tarpaulins, and are also, able to put their money in and recoup it quickly. Again, if you have the market in your area for it. So do your research and do some more research on what kind of fish you can have either in the water body closer to you or in a tank. The fourth livestock on our list is the famous pig farming. I think pig farming is very common in Ghana and a lot of African countries due to their money making abilities. Why do I say this? I'm going to go straight into the reason why we chose pig farming as our fourth fastest livestock to invest your money in to get quick return. Is their reproductive rate, guys. A pig can give birth to 6 to 15 piglets, even more if you feed them the right way, right? And their cost of feeding is low, right, as compared to the poultry farming. Right, so if you buy a pig that is even pregnant and you invest into their low cost of feeding, in a few months, you're going to multiply your money by 6 to 15. Can you believe this? Right, so even if you say, this is going to be a quick business for me, I'm going to buy 1 or 2 pigs and cross them or even buy them pregnant, right, bring it to my farm and give myself 6 months. In 6 months' time, you probably are going to have more than 12 pigs in your farm, right? And with the right feeding and caretaking, you have already multiplied your investment and waiting for the already existing market, right? Another good advantage is the market for pigs. When I say market, I'm not saying that there is a demand across Ghana or across Africa for pigs, but what I'm saying is that you don't need to raise a piglet for 6 months before you can sell them. In 3 months' time, people are already buying it, for breeding and for crossing and for rearing as well, right? And if you give yourself 4 to 6 months, then you actually have a bigger market of people who are buying to actually consume, right? So this is another quick business as a farmer that you can invest your money in and be able to get your money back in no time. So hopefully you take note of that. The fifth one on our list is cattle farming, right? So cattle farming, most people hear about it and they take a step back. One is either they don't know much about it, or two, they think it's a lot of capital intensive. Yes, it could be, and that's a reason why it is definitely on our fifth. Not because they are not profitable, but because it's a bit capital intensive, right? Yeah, so let's say you buy a cow for about $500, right? Which is about maybe 2,500 cedis in Ghana currency. But you buy a cow for $500, right? And this cow is either 6 months or 1 year, right? There is 2 ways of the cattle business. It's either you're buying a female where you can cross them, right, and multiply and you're breeding them and multiply your capital over time, or you're going the fatting way. Right, so people like me, where we are breeding, right, we buy more females, which is the cows, and we buy 1 or 2 bulls, because 1 bull can actually service about 35 cows, right? So there's no need to spend money on a bull if you're really going into the breeding line of business like I do, right? There are other people who are also going towards the fattening, and the fattening, you mostly go in for the bulls. So you buy a bull that is about 6 months. If you want to buy them cheaper, you buy them around 6 months. If you want to take the big step, you buy them around 1 year, right? And you make sure that you have a source of food that you'll be able to fatten them. I didn't say anything about medication. There is no way you can just medicate a cow or a bull and get them bigger or get them fattened. That is not the right thing to do. If you're seeing medication out there, it is not good for human consumption and it's not going to help you. So stop wasting your money on vaccination that says it can fatten your cow. What you need to do is to feed them well. So if you want to go in that direction of fattening, then you're looking at 6 months to a year to be able to fatten a cow and sell and get a profit, right? I remember one bull that I actually bought, and later I realized that it has only one ball, so I needed to sell it. But I looked at it after a year and I was actually able to sell it ×2 of the price that I bought it, right? Because it had really grown well and very, very healthy. But that took me a year. And that was just one cow, right? So if you want to go into the cattle business and you're tight on money and you want to go in the direction of fattening, that means that it's going to be a bit harder. It's going to take a bit time, right, for you to get your money back. Unlike some of the livestock, that we've discussed here today, which are within 3 months, 6 to 6 months. Cows is definitely going to take you about a year or even more, depending on how well you do what you feed them. So guys, this is the information that I have for you. All this is great. You can make a decision based on your capital, or most importantly, based on the research that you've done in your neighborhood, right? And if you think that there is a demand, here you go. If there is demand for all of them, now you know which one to pick. And I hope that this information was useful to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll continue to bring you more educative and what I'm learning from my farm so that you don't have to repeat those same mistakes again. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.